What is up, fishing addicts? On today's video we'll be talking about must-have bass fishing tools and gear. Well, not gear, but bass fishing tools in general that I found over the years that I've been fishing as a koi angler and on the kayak, that will save you so much headache and make your life easier. And if you're new to this channel, hit that subscribe button for more tips and tricks for beginners and somewhere in between beginners and semi-beginners, I would say. I don't have that much experience, but however, I do fish a lot, so I learn as I go and watching and reading about fishing a lot. So let's start. First thing, most important that I would 100% go with is set a good pliers. I'm not gonna be brand specific. I am not sponsored or affiliated with any of these products. However, I would suggest a good brand of pliers. I bought these. These I believe were like this, and it came with the smaller ones too. They were like $19.99 for two, so I don't know, like $10 from Amazon. These are from I don't know if you guys can see. There we go, Ramson. These are aluminum-ish, so they did not rust on me. I had these for 2 years. They're a little bit beat up, but however, these pliers are pretty good because of this little thing up front. Go, you guys see it? This one right here. It is a breeze to change hooks if need to be. The other thing is, it is pretty good when it comes to cutting line. However, these things do get loose, so I kind of had to MacGyver some of that stuff. But these are two different. I don't know if you guys can see, but two different sizes. I just ordered them online and it matched. So, but pliers is number one in my list, and like I said, they're pretty good. He has pretty good cutters, so it does make life easier. And then that said, number two would be these, and this one I would suggest the Boomerang brand, because I tried a couple other cutters, even Rapalas. Nothing comes closer to it. This is my third one. Unfortunately, I did lose the other two, and I keep on coming back to this brand. So real good cutters. I have nothing bad to say, and they cut everything from 4-pound braid to 100-pound mono. No problems. Extremely good. They do not rust. This one's been on my kayak and in my waders underwater for some time, and I have absolutely no issue. And the other thing that I know a lot of people are like, when they see you with fish grips, they'll make fun of you. But you know what? I would say way over 4 dozen incidents just last year with hooks in my hand, and all of them were because I do love to fish crankbaits, jerkbaits, and anything with treble hooks. I like reaction baits. You do hook yourself, and the most painful one was I got a pretty decent sized fish, 16, 17 incher, and I wasn't paying that much attention, and he had his mouth open, so I reached down for it, and the hooks are right on his lip. It was very skin hooked, and as he moved or tried to jump or whatever he just did out of panic or whatever when I touch it, and the treble hook went right between my nail and my skin, and it went deep past the barb. So the pain is excruciating. But I was hooked before, even worse than that. I was holding the fish on an angle, and it just keeps on jumping, and it's just more painful and painful. And what I had to do was I actually cut the hook that was on the fish, so the lure and one end of the trouble was in me. So I grabbed the pliers, and what I did was I worked it. I popped it from this side, and what I did was I had to cut the hook, and pull it out. And it sounds painful. It kind of is, but it is more painful for you to drive to a hospital, to a doctor, that they have no idea how to remove a hook. I went through that experience, and I will link the video over here somewhere in the corners. Uh, they charged me, I believe it was $1,400 for a walk-in emergency, for a procedure that was two doctors scratching their heads. And one of them had the nerve to ask me, "Did you try removing it yourself?" Well, genius, of course I did. I couldn't remove at the time I was pretty green. And I told him, yes, I tried pulling on it, I tried biting it, I tried everything. It just does not want to come out. And I told, and he was like, he's like, "Do you mind if I try?" I'm like, "Go ahead for it." So he grabbed some kind of pliers, just tighten it up, try yanking, and you see my skin jump like 4 inches. I'm like, yeah, I'm like, "I already tried that, so it did not work for me." So he's like, "What do you want to do? You want to, we can cut it and you're going to have a scar." And I'm like, "Dude, I don't really care about scars, Just cut it, remove it, and clean it up." So that's what they did. But fish grips in a iffy situation will help you, especially if you hook onto pike or muskie, and they swallow your bait, and for some god known reason they did not snap your line, and you have to get in there. It's a great way to hold them. It's a great way to hold pretty much the smaller fish. They jump around a lot, and it's more for those. You just grab them and you just hold it, pop the hooks, and now or you can put your finger in there and grab it. I had over here. I had a mega bass treble hook stuck right. It really went inside the bone, and I'm holding the fish and praying to the fish gods that fish does not move, and it was excruciatingly painful. And that's when I bought the fish grip. These are from Rapala, and I think that's the only product that Rapala makes that actually works as supposed to work. I tried their pliers and whatnot. And the other thing that you need is small fishing net. If you're a bank angler, you can. There is ones that are telescopic, that you can reach down and put the fish on, and then once the fish settles in, you can grab it, or you can use the fish grips. But it is one of the must-have items that I strongly recommend, especially if you're in a kayak. There's a lot of things going on in your mind when you hook onto a fish, and balance is the last thing. I have fallen from my kayak on fairly cold water. Uh, you know, I've been swimming since I was 6 or 7 years old, and when you hit a cold water, and if you don't have your life jacket, you're in deep shit. I'm gonna tell you this. My legs did not want to work as they should. Pretty much none of my body. I had to actually. I was in the water for a minute until the cold shock wore out, so I can reach to my kayak. And I wasn't. Thank God, I wasn't that far out from the shore. So it was a cold ride and painful 2 weeks, with sickness and stuff. But only if I had a net, it would have been a much different situation. I reached down for the fish, and I didn't realize at the time that the kayak was not that stable. So it's not the kayak's fault. It was mostly mine. And fishing net will help you. The other things that I always have two sets of pliers. One of them is the nice and thick ones for heavy ass jigs with heavy ass wires, and then I have this one. This one is the same brand, Ramson. I guess that's how you say it. I would say however you want to pronounce it. These are pretty good. They're very sharp. They have a smaller nose to remove hooks and stuff. I mainly use them indoors now because they start rusting. Unlike these ones do not rust, but these do. And however, I do keep them in my kayak because of the very, very sharp knife. Just in case when I'm fishing for salmon or whatever, I can just cut the gills with this. And this one is for descaling. It's pretty nice. It's good to have variety. And let me know down below in the comments if I have missed any must-have tools for beginners or when you start kayaking or shore fishing, no matter where it is. Let me know down below if I have missed something, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it does help you guys out. And that's it. I'll catch you guys on the next one.